hang on a sec. What are fossils? For over 200 years, Lyme Regis has been the fossil capital of the Jurassic Coast. People, both experienced and inexperienced, have been hunting for fossils along the stony beaches of Dorset, the most famous being Mary Anning, who found the skull of an ichthyosaur and more, aged just 11. The main reason that Lyme Regis is so jam-packed full of fossils is due to different types of rock in the cliff. At the top of the cliffs is sandstone from the Cretaceous period, and below that are Jurassic rocks such as shale and limestone. In between these there is a section of rock missing which is called an unconformity. Giant landslides are active throughout the year, and people come from all over the globe to study the way the cliff falls, as it can tell us a lot about engineering problems and geology. This movement of clay and rock pulls all sorts of fossils from many different layers down onto the beach, and that's why people come here fossil hunting. Lyme Regis is very famous for collecting rare and interesting fossils. It is also home to the Lyme Regis Fossil Festival, an annual event where a number of exhibits and activities take place, which aim to encourage more people to undertake the art of fossil hunting, and lets anyone share their finds with others.
So we're here in Lyme Regis today, coming to see the experts from the Natural History Museum who are working inside. We've brought with us the end result of our Bone in the Stone project, where the students and myself and some others have been reacting the rock away using acid, and that's revealed for the first time this mystery bone from this area in Lyme Regis. And we're going to hopefully hear today what it is that this came from. So dinosaur, sea monster, or whatever else. Keep our fingers crossed, and we'll wait to find out. We're really excited.
To reveal the bone from the stone, we use a technique that is also used by experts at the Natural History Museum in London to uncover fossils that are around this size. By placing the rock into acetic acid, or vinegar, the acid reacts with the limestone and comes off in a clay precipitate, thus revealing the bone, which is composed of a slightly different material. We actually modify the technique by using petroleum spirit gel, or Vaseline, to cover the bone and the majority of the rock. This basically stops the acid from touching, therefore attacking the rock, which means that less of the acid is wasted and the bone, which we are uncovering, is protected.
I mean, it's not mammal, but then you already know that.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah, it's from here at Lyme Regis.
But I'll tell you why. Well, one aspect of it is that the cancellar tissue in the middle, you know, the aero-chocolate structure,
right,
goes pretty much to the outside, and that's not a mammal character.
So, now we know that the bone is not from a mammal due to its tubular structure. But what is it then?
Could be dinosaur.
So it could be a dinosaur.
Depends which bone as well. What I said it does. I mean, these aren't hard and fast rules. They're things that.
The trouble with ribs is you can't always say a lot about what animal they're from. But ichthyosaur ribs are flat.
Right.
Or they're slow.
Yeah, they're very thin, aren't they?
Yeah. And they can be slightly figure of eight shaped as well, but that's more triangular. So.
Bit figure of eight, slightly.
Go on, what do you reckon? All of us are wrong. We've just been told that's not an ichthyosaur fossil like pretty much everyone thought, I'd imagine, because it's not flat enough. It's not a mammal bone because the sort of the tubular structure inside extends to the outside. It's not thick around the edge, and it's not a Scelidosaurus, which is what we were kind of hoping for, because it's too big. So that's about it, really. So we're just going to wait and see if they can identify it.
Right, we've heard from the professors from the Natural History Museum. Let's hear what the locals think it is.
So it was ichthyosaur jawbone, lower jaw, just behind the head. Where's it from?
It was from Black Ben, actually. I found it's been a doorstop for years, but basically nothing done to it.
That's what I would say it was. Under the, like lower jaw, just under the eye socket.
And so therefore, there's no, we couldn't see any teeth sockets.
Yeah, there's no, they wouldn't start to, got a bit down, like down here.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Because obviously a lot of people have said it might be the kids, there might be ribs and stuff like that. No. No? Right.
Can I ask you where you found it? Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the Charmouth End Flat Van.
Yep, okay.
In a boulder on. This is actually the rock it was in, weather worn by the sea. So this was the part which was exposed.
Okay.
The rest of it was completely hidden.
Yep, I can see that. Right, because this piece of matrix looks to me very similar to the matrix that some pieces of scelidosaur were found in, amazingly enough.
Really?
I mean, I'd have to check the matrix much more carefully, but I've got one piece of code of the similar or the same matrix, and my piece is very similar to pieces which are in Dorchester Museum that were found by Stuart Fagnoli all those years ago, and I think he donated to Dorchester. And that would be a piece of, it's obviously a piece of rib, no question about that. Okay. But I think there's a reasonable chance it's a piece of that same scelidosaur.
Good, it's been interesting, lovely last sort of day before half term. Really nice trip actually, but a little bit disappointed because we couldn't find the what this fossil was. We seem to be getting sort of mixed reports from everyone. The National History Museum people said it was not a Scelidosaurus, it wasn't an ichthyosaur because it was too big. And then some other guy said it is a Scelidosaurus, and then another said it is a Plesiosaurus. And it's just a little bit disappointing, but apart from that, it's been fantastic, really. You know, lots of really nice information, a really wide scope of sort of activities that we've been able to do. So it's really nice.
So now that we have uncovered and discovered what our bone in the stone might be, we are now working towards revealing the teeth in an ichthyosaur's snout and other interesting specimens which members of our club have brought in.